Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Now today's video is going to be something special. Now my good friend James is coming down today. He's bringing his BMW 330i. Now if you saw one of my previous videos, you'll know that it is the cheapest BMW 330i in the country. Now we are going to be giving it a deep clean. When I say a deep clean, I really do mean a deep clean. So we're going to be completely stripping out the interior, so all of the seats are going to come out, all of the mats and everything, give the interior a good thorough deep clean, and then we are going to have the car up in the air, wheels off, engine bay. We're going to be doing the whole lot today. We're going to completely transform the car in just a day, so stay tuned. And yeah, I think we'll get outside and let's get cracking. Okay then guys, so here it is. Here is the cheapest BMW 330i in the country. Now you would have already seen how bad the exterior is. It is in desperate need of a good clean. There is some scrapes here and there. I'm going to try and remove some of those today if we can. Mainly this one here, because I think this is just paint transfer, so we're going to try and get that off. But the first thing we're going to do is focus on the interior. I'm going to guess that this has never ever had its seats out, and it's not really too surprising. Not many people do tend to take the seats out to give it a good clean, but yeah, this thing is pretty filthy in here. So yeah, that's going to be the first thing we do. Let's get all the interior out. Okay then, so we're actually going to start on the boot, aka the trunk. We're going to remove all of the trims in here, but first of all we're going to actually disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. It is just a 10mm nut, which already appears to be pretty loose. Is that BMW's doing? I don't know. That's that off then.
Almost like these are built to a high standard.
Yeah. Okay, so there is all of the boot trims now removed, and this is exactly why it is a good idea to remove those boot trims, because this is what we are greeted with underneath. Just many leaves. And a £1 coin.
Oh, nice.
But it's an old one, so it's not in circulation anymore. That's for you.
A souvenir, perhaps.
You're welcome.
I'll frame that, thank you, George.
Next thing then is the front seats. Now it's usually just held in by 4 Torx bolts. It's their T50 in our case today, so we'll get these removed. Still got it. Twist it a bit more. It's the hardest side. You still got it? Yeah, I'll get it now. Got it? Yeah, let go. That was all me. Okay, so that is one front seat removed, and again, this is why you remove the seats to do a proper job, because you wouldn't have got to half of this with the seats in place. But yeah, it's fair to say the seats have probably never ever been out before. So you just pull up, just grab it underneath. Yeah. And you're just going to slide the seat belts through. Hold on. Oh, no, you ain't got to heat the seats, have you? Never now. Yeah, you did have the amp now. Okay then, so with the rear bench removed, also removed the rear seat belts themselves as well, just so we can get in here a bit easier. And again, this is why you remove the rear bench, because look at all this that would just be left had we, you know, left that in place. This is the front, of course, just absolutely filthy, and this place stinks. It really does stink in here. So yeah, let's start picking up some of this debris, and yeah, let's start getting the vacuum out. Oh, 20 more p, yeah?
20 more p?
Yeah. It's underneath a really sticky sweet. add that to the collection.
Disgusting.
Okay, let's start with the vacuum in. Okay then, so as you can see, the boot area is now relatively clean. You know, it's not perfect with, you know, only gave it a vacuum, but yeah, it's looking much better already with just them leaves and all the rest of it gone. Now I'm just going to soak it in some degreaser and get the rest of the dirt and grime out. Okay then, so as you can see, the boot area is now pretty much done. It makes a huge difference just with a, you know, a good vacuum and a good wipe out. Now what I'm going to do is just vacuum these little bits here. Now this is technically going to be done with the exterior, but I don't want all of those, you know, all of that dirt and debris to fall back into the boot area now it's just been freshly cleaned. So just get these up. Okay then, so as you can see, the boot is now pretty much reassembled. We have gave all of the trim pieces a good thorough clean and they are all now back in place. Just makes a huge difference, looks so much better now. Even the toolbox as well, that has been thoroughly cleaned. And obviously underneath the boot floor as well, that looks so much better. Alright, that is the boot now done. Okay then, so right now we're just kind of in the process of giving the front seats a good thorough clean, and then once we've done that we will concentrate on getting the interior thoroughly clean. Obviously we've still got to give it a good vacuum and a good wipe out everywhere, all over the dashboard, the steering wheel, centre console and all the rest of it, and then once that is done, seats can go back in then. So while James finishes off the seats, I'm going to get cracking on the interior then. So here's how we are currently looking then. As you can see, the seat back buckles are now back in place and it's looking so much better inside of here now. Gave all the dash a good clean, steering wheel, steering column, center console, that was filthy. Even areas like this ashtray here, that was completely just, yeah, disgusting. That's nice and clean. All that is nice and clean now. Yeah, it looks so much better in here. Makes a huge difference, just giving everything a good degrease and a good wipe down. Sorted. A lot easier than the E60.
What was that?
Seats are a lot heavier.
Oh, really? Yeah. More.
Okay, so the interior is now complete, and take a look at what it looks like. It's honestly like a new car in here. Makes a huge difference when you take the interior out. Now of course we have the exterior and also the engine bay, because if you saw the state of the engine bay in the previous video, you'll know just how filthy it is. Okay, let's get cracking with that then. Okay, so we have removed the cabin air filter box, which is this thing just here. Makes sense to remove the cabin air filter box and all the cowling and everything, just so you can access the engine cover. We will actually be removing the engine cover as well, because we want to try and find out what all of this oil is down here. Now, you would just think it's obviously the rocker cover gasket, but I don't think it is, because it actually originates a bit higher up than that. And you are having a misfire, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
So
I was going to say, I've got a code coming up at cylinder 6, so we're going to check that out.
Yeah, I'm thinking it may have been caused from oil leaking down either into the spark plug or down onto the ignition coil itself. So we are going to be lifting that up and doing a little bit of investigating and see if that is the case. But yeah, you can really just see how disgusting this is now. I mean, this is probably the biggest cause for leaks into the cabin of the car. Basically, you have some drains down here, and these just get filled up with leaves. So yeah, you really want to clean that out before, you know what I mean, you don't want to end up with a puddle of water down there and you know, building up and entering your car. So yeah, let's get cracking anyway. Okay, so we have removed the engine cover, and just look at how much oil is in and around the spark plug tubes. Like, this is all from someone misfilling it. So yeah, it's literally just a puddle right down there. And I'm pleased to announce we did manage to fix the misfire issue. So it wasn't oil down the spark plug tube, it was actually just a loose connection on the ignition coil. So I noticed that this was raised like this, so I just made sure it was fully seated, pushed that down, and misfire gone. Okay, so we've been working, you know, cleaning up the engine bay for about half an hour now, and I've came across so much incompetence. So obviously I mentioned about the ignition coil, the fact that it was slightly loose. Now, whether or not that's someone's fault, I don't know. It may have just popped up on its own accord. But we actually noticed something else, and that's before we, before we reinstalled the engine cover. And you're probably not, oh, you will be able to see. Can you see down there? We thought, oh my god, there is a bolt missing out of the rocker cover. Now, it's not missing, it is actually snapped in there. So whoever, I'm guessing the rocker cover has been replaced, either that or someone's been, you know, retightening the bolts for whatever reason. But yeah, whoever's done it has over-torqued the bolts, and they're only aluminium, so they snap very, very easily, and they've snapped a bolt in there. So that's the first bit of incompetence that we came across. Next thing, and this was, you know, we didn't even plan to remove the airbox. As you can see, the airbox should be here. But if you have a look here, we have the intake pipe, which you have the mass airflow sensor around here. Now the intake pipe, where it goes onto this little elbow that sits on the throttle body, the intake pipe was not even fitted onto there. It was just completely loose. The Jubilee clamp was tightened up, but it was tightening down absolutely nothing. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's gone on there. It's not difficult to install an intake pipe onto a throttle body. So I don't really know what's in store for the rest of this car, but it's not looking good so far, is it? No. So yeah, we'll just get the rest of the engine bay cleaned up and go from there, I think. And just take a look at the finished product. Look how much cleaner this engine bay now looks. It's made a huge difference. So obviously we did remove the airbox and the intake pipe, but you know, we didn't plan to. We just had to do that because, like I said, I noticed the intake boot was not even on the throttle body. And yeah, we've removed the cabin air filter box and these trim pieces and all the rest of it. We gave everything a good clean, even took the engine cover off, and yeah, it really just made a huge difference, hasn't it, to be honest. Okay then, so it's now time to do the exterior, and we did plan on getting it up in the air, you know, taking the wheels off and everything, but we are a bit pushed for time. We're still going to be doing the wheel arches. Obviously we can still get in there with the pressure washer. We're still going to give it a good snow foam and everything, but yeah, let's just get cracking. Let's see what this paintwork comes up like. Okay then, so we have done, what have we done? We've done the pre-rinse with just the pressure washer. We've gave the wheels a clean with the wheel cleaner. We have done the snow foam, then we've rinsed that off. And now we're doing the contact wash with 2-bucket method. And the paintwork, well, I mean, I've only done the roof so far, but it's very, very gritty. And yeah, I don't know how well this is going to come up. There's a lot of stuff in the paint. Needs a good clay bar, really. These areas often get forgotten. Bottoms of the doors. B-pillars. Okay, so we just gave all that a rinse off now, and if you have a look down here, when we bought the car, this paint transfer was a lot worse than that, 10 times worse than that. You can see we have managed to get the majority of that off. Now, I'm confident we'll get all of that off, and I think there was a little bit more around here. You can't really see it too well, but I just got a bit of T-cut, and that is definitely starting to come off, so that is a result, because we was thinking we're going to have to get another couple of doors, but yeah, that's definitely going to be savable. So yeah, let's get the thing dry now. Very gritty, just need a good clay bar, but get onto that at a later date. So you're happy with what we've done today then so far?
Yeah, I think it looks amazing. It's turned out great.
It makes a huge difference, isn't it? Just a good deep clean. I mean, I said, you know, when we got the car, if you give this a good clean up, you're going to add £500 worth of value to it straight away, because it was filthy, wasn't it, inside and out. And I think if the guy who sold it did give it a good clean, you could have asked a lot more money for it.
Oh, definitely. It would have felt weird negotiating down so much if it looked in this good condition when we got there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect condition. It's got a lot of scrapes on it. It's got a bit of rust, but
it's expected for a 15-year-old car.
Yeah, it's certainly came up a lot better and a lot more presentable now that it's clean. Like even the boot, like what a difference that's made. I mean, inside and all around here. Can you remember like earlier in the day when this was just completely just covered of dirt
and leaves.
Okay then, so I think that is us now done. And how good does the cheapest BMW 330i in the country look now? Makes a huge difference when you give it a good wash. The paintwork actually has some shine to it. The wheels have came up so good. I think these have been refurbished sometime not too long ago, because they look so good. How clean does it look now? And of course we have all of the interior as well, including the boot area. Spotless. And then the interior of the car as well. Big difference. Honestly, it just looks like a new car again. This is how a car should look when you buy it, whether it's new or used. And of course, probably the worst area of the car was the engine bay, and what a difference that has made. Perfect.
Thank you again, mate. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, okay mate, take care.
See ya.
See ya. Well, okay then guys, so work has officially now started on the BMW 330i, and yeah, what we have done today has honestly completely transformed the car already. You know, when we bought the car, it really was in a pretty bad state. The interior was just absolutely disgusting, and the exterior was just the same really. You know, it's probably hasn't been washed in a good while. So yeah, what we've done today has made a huge difference. Oh, we also fixed a few issues in the engine bay as well. The fact that we had a misfire and it was just a loose connection on one of the ignition coils, that's brilliant. You know, it's a nice, easy, cheap fix. James will be replacing the spark plugs and the ignition coils at a later date anyway, but it's good to know that it's fixed for now. And what else? Well, we also fixed the intake pipe as well. It wasn't even fitted on to the throttle body. Like, that is just pure incompetence from whoever was in there last before. They probably, you know, were struggling to get it on, then they thought, what the hell, I'm just gonna leave it. And yeah, it's shocking really, but yeah, that sorted. So we should have some filtered air going into the engine now. Obviously we gave the engine bay a good thorough deep clean as well, so that's got rid of all of the oil and all the rest of it. So That should take away the burning smell, which was the burning oil dripping onto the exhaust, going into the cabin. Oh, as well, we also noticed that there was a snapped bolt in the rocker cover, so yeah, this car is definitely going to take some sorting, but I think we've added a bunch of value already to it. We paid £1,700 for it, and like I was saying to James, I think we've easily added £500 of value to it. Do let me know what you think in the comment section, of course. But yeah, you know, the plan isn't to buy it and then to sell it on. The plan is for James to keep it for however long he wants to keep it for the foreseeable future, because it is going to be a project. We do want to take it to the Nürburgring and all the good stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm guessing it's been quite long, so I do appreciate you guys sticking around. If you have stuck around this far, please give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!